Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, I like to pray to the east. I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashel, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashel, Bekak Kwadash. And double honors to those great millstone while alert is true. And also to those elect that is scattered abroad. I like to say, shalom. Come back here today with another powerful live camp through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashel, Yahweh Shai. And the type of live camp today is destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashel, Yahweh Shai. So now we're constantly now witnessing the reset, that is getting ready to come upon us. Men of the Lord constantly been warning you about these pending dangers. We've been warning you about what? War. We've been warning you about Jacob's trouble, and also we've been warning you about the implementation of the RFD microchip, which in fact is the mark of the beast. So now we're seeing that we're very close of them rolling out their agenda, their plan, which in fact is total control. We've constantly been warning you about it. And also we already know it's a report that came out that Mexico has gone digital. So they're getting ready to do away with cash. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting ready to be a cashless society. And men of the Lord constantly been warning you about, starting with the apostles, the elders, and bishops, and prophets, and the men with the light-wide doctrine, constantly been warning you about. Now it is here. You know what I'm saying? All the gainsaying, all the, I don't believe this, I don't believe that. It's not no microchip. But guess what? It's already here. It's right before our eyes. We already know that Sweden already has the MOTB. They've been trying it out for a couple of years. Also China. You know what I'm saying? So all these things are getting ready to come to America. So we seeing right now, this is right here in our backyard with Mexico. So this it's saying that they're getting ready to do away with cash. Also, everyone is going to have to have, I think, a digital ID. I think about around May, but I got a little article on it. We're going to start off with that first. But anyway, we're seeing now that it's this Iran and America and Israel, which in fact is the Ezekiel chapter 38 war coming together just like clockwork. They keep talking about a ceasefire, keep talking about they want peace. Now I think it's J.D. Vance, he's over there, and I think he's in Pakistan, trying to come with some type of negotiation. But we're already knowing that, it will not be any peace. When they say peace and safety, or peace and security, like everything is all right, then all hell is getting ready to break loose. Because right now we're at the end of an age. We're at the end of this man's rulership, Esau, Edom. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is getting ready to usher in the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. That's why we're constantly seeing all these things going on around the world, left and right. Things are happening on a major level. And also we knowing that they passed a bill about I think it went into about freedom of speech. I can't think of the name of the bill, but anyway, it's going to come to a point whereby we're not going to be able to be out here in the highways, byways very long. The famine of the word is coming, but the Lord is going to cause these things to happen. The Lord is going to close the mouthpiece up, so we at that time also. And one thing about it, you got to get it while it's hot. The door of repentance is closing. That's what we constantly been warning you about, left and right. And a lot of people still think that this is a game, but all the game's about to be over. So right now, things are getting ready to go digital. You're already knowing the first of the year, they saying that they will go digital 2026. You know what I'm saying? Their main goal is 2030, but one thing about it, the Lord already said their hands would not be able to perform their enterprise. So when you go to Job chapter 20, I think around verse 23, I think it said, the devil's getting ready to fill his belly. You know what I'm saying? Because, his agenda, his plan. So he's getting ready to try to roll it out right before your eyes. He got everything in place. We seeing that the stage is set. All things are ready. We seeing that the chip is here. We seeing that the Neuralink, all those things are here. And also we know they keep building these data centers, these centers across America. They already had 4,000, now they're building additional 3,000, so we already know this dealing with this Starlink, also this dealing with this new digital biometric system that they're putting into place, this beast system, whereby you would not be able to buy or sell, you would not be able to go into another place without having this under your skin. So we're getting ready to come into some implantable technology. That's what with the men of the Lord we constantly been warning you about. This 6G, it's getting ready to go to another level. But the Lord is calling these things to happen because we're at the end of this man's rulership. And this man already knowing that he's seeing that his days are determined. And also we've been seeing increased UFO sightings across the world, left and right. I did a report, I think a couple of days ago, about the eyes of the Most High, so-called black men in spacecraft. You know, they already knowing who operates these what they call ignorant call UFOs, UAP. They already know pretty much who operates it. They have the technology. They can see, you know, it's exactly what's going on. So the Lord is right now is visiting the earth that He created. That's why these prophecies are speaking loud and clear. That's why we constantly warning you left and right. So we knowing that we read upon all hell breaking loose. We already knowing that they get ready to implement that, you know what I'm saying, that grain of rice. It's just going to your right hand or into your forehead, the charagmas. That's what we constantly been warning you about left and right. You know what I'm saying? Starting with the, once again, the apostle, the hell is a great millstone. Great millstone has the 100% truth. Whether you believe it or not, we don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about it, the election has attained and the rest was blinded. So one thing about it, we're here now. You know what I'm saying? It's no more vain divination. It's no more delay. It's no more putting off from day to day, because it's happening right before our eyes. So we seeing at the end, it's being manifest right before our eyes. Shalom, dear one on the Cometh boy. I got a little glare on the deal. Shalom, dear all you brothers and your sisters on the Cometh boy for joining me on this live. Peace and blessing to you. You know what I'm saying? May we all be a part of the hopefully let, you know what I'm saying, when the Lord return, you know, come to deliver us, man. And we seeing right now that the Lord is constantly showing His great glory and His great power. These UFOs are showing out right now. I think it was one by Dawu 7, but I didn't put it up because it kind of looked like it might have been suspect. But one thing about it, we know that the Lord would show things a lot of people would not be able to understand. You know what I'm saying? They had Hebrew writing was on that ship, so we already knowing that, you know, the Lord is constantly, you know, He's showing up, you know. So after a while, these UFOs are going to fill the sky very soon. You know what I'm saying? That fathership. People are going to know very well who the Lord is. You know, the Lord said, behold, I cometh with clouds, with these UFOs that they keep trying to lie about. They keep trying to cover up. But hey, the truth, you know, has been declared. It's out now. Everything is out in the open. So we're seeing now that they're in negotiation. Iran is America's in negotiation with Iran to try to open up the Straits of Hormuz. We already know that it's causing a lot of hyperinflation right here in our own backyard. You know, we're seeing that gas prices are constantly going up. We're seeing the diesel prices constantly going up. Also, we know that the food prices are going to constantly go up. And also, they're saying that these ports are becoming empty. You know what I'm saying? So we already know the lack of bread is going to cause a great tribulation. That's exactly what they want, that order out of chaos. So exactly what this man is waiting on for the people to rise up so he can put his agenda into place, this system into place. So we already know we're not ignorant of Satan's device. So we'll start here with this article that I pulled up, and I seen it, I think a couple of days ago. I think the blood elder out of Chicago, Elder Malcolm, he did a lesson on it a couple of days ago. And I was supposed to went into it, but I'm going to bring it out right here today. You know what I'm saying? This live stream. You know what I'm saying? So, just like I say, man, you know, they constantly rolling out left and right. And also, we know that the president of Mexico, we know that she's is one of those, what you call these small headers. These ain't Israel. We put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Not Israel. You know what I'm saying? Those fake, you know what? JOO. So, let's start here. I got this quick AI overview. It says Mexico is undergoing a massive digital transformation. So with over 110 million internet users, so 83.3 petition says as early as 2025, it's a key initiative to include the development of a central bank digital peso. Said the rollout of a biometric Livy MX digital ID and plans to eliminate cash at gas stations and toll booths. So we're seeing right now that they get ready to come with their system. You know what I'm saying? They're dealing with your biometric, meaning in the body. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what that means. So we're seeing right now, you know, these implantable devices, this implantable technology it's very close at hand. So it started in Mexico, and also we already know it started in Canada. Also, they getting ready to go digital. We already know that America is the last and final piece, because we already know that these people going to uprise. You know what I'm saying? So let's get a little bit more of this. Key aspects of Mexico digital shift. It said financial and payments. Said Mexico is developing a digital peso. Said not a cryptocurrency. Said for faster, cheaper, and more inclusive transactions. Said Mexico is also experiencing rapid e-commerce growth, ranking in the top 5 worldwide. It said digital identity and government. It says the new biometric CURP system, biometric ID, is integrating with the Levy MX platform to streamline government service and online procedures. So we're seeing right now that Mexico is getting ready to make this mandatory. I'm trying to figure out when it's going to be mandatory. I think it's by May or September. So I know it's part of this year that this is going to be mandatory. So you won't be able to use cash at any gas station. You won't be able to use cash at ATMs or a convenience store. So we're seeing right now, this lines up perfectly with Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. You know what I'm saying? You will not be able to buy or sell. We're not having this these credentials. You know what I'm saying? These digital ID, but we already know that all road is going to lead to that grain of rice. You know what I'm saying? So these are precursors or gradualism to bring you to this new subdermal technology. We're gonna put it like that. So we're seeing right now that, let's see what else we got here on that. It says Mexico is getting rid of cash and going fully digital. It's a gas station and toll booth to go fully digital. You know what I'm saying? So that's I think it's about around May, maybe September. I forgot the date, but you can always go back and look at this deal. It says here, it's another article saying Mexico new biometric ID and cashless society. So Mexico now has a digital ID and cashless society. So we see it right now. That's what the men of law, we constantly been warning you. We telling you that your dollar is getting ready to be obsolete. This fiat currency, this petrodollar is getting ready to be a thing of the past. We already know that the dollar has already collapsed. It just has not announced it yet. And also we see it right now that the DJ Donald Trump is slowly getting ready to reset everything. Put out a lesson yesterday, the world's most powerful reset. You know what I'm saying? But he's in for a rude awakening. The world's most powerful reset, what is coming, is the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. Remember, when you go to second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9, it tell you that Esau is the end of this world, this age right now, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. The Negroes, the Latinos, the Native Indians, the one that follow and that is coming. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So that is the world most powerful reset, what is coming by who? Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So we seeing right now that Mexico is getting ready to go full digital. So we already know right now that, that these things are getting ready to come to America. So what we do now, let's get a precept. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 28. Then I got some videos I'm gonna run. Then we're gonna get precept. You know how we do it. And once again, the water for everyone for joining me on this live. You Aqua and you Aquath for joining me on this live. And peace and blessing to you and your family. Let's see here. It says here, Jeremiah chapter 28 and verse 8. It said, the prophet that had been before me and before thee of old prophesied both of many countries against great kingdoms of war, of evils, and of pestilence. So we know that the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. You prophesied back then, you prophesied right now. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is standing in their lot. So we constantly warning you about war. We warning you about what World War III. We're telling you about what's the things to come. You know what I'm saying? That they're happening on a rapid pace. You know what I'm saying? So we're preparing for that. Also, we tell you about this, what, MOTB. We're telling you about what, the hour of temptation, the hour of testing, and also what, Jacob's trouble. All these things has begun. We at the beginning stages, and they're gonna come full circle very soon. So that's reading the NLT. It said the ancient prophet who preceded you and me says spoke against many nations, said always warning of war, disaster, and disease. Our pestilence, our famines. You know what I'm saying? Also a great economic collapse. Verse 9. It said the prophet which prophesied of peace. It said when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord had truly sent him. So, you know, when these things come to pass, when you go to Ezekiel 33 and verse 33, he said, then they shall know that a prophet was among them. So these things are coming fast approaching, and they will come in full circle. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people right now, you know, beginning to inquire, you know, to try to seek the Lord now. You know, they're trying to say, hey, you know, what these men are saying, hey, we see that this is coming true. You know what I'm saying? So it's no more vain divination. Also, the Lord, you know, he said, you know, he's getting ready to execute judgment. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's getting ready to show up and show out. Let's read it in the NLT. He said, so a prophet who predicts peace must show he is right. So only when his prediction come true can we know that he is really from the Lord. So right now we see that now a lot of people get ready to find out that these men that they was scoffing and mocking, you know what I'm saying, that they're teaching hate speech. They're crazy. They're out here wearing dresses. They looking, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, they're starting a revolution. You know what I'm saying? They're teaching lies. Guess what? They finding out what the men of the Lord is saying is true. You know what I'm saying? And one thing started with what? GMS. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're here, man. These things are right before our eyes. So, you know, first they hated him, and they also shall hate you. So let's get this disclaimer out of the way. I'm going to read it first, then I'm going to show it. And we'll get this out of the way, then we're going to start the lesson. Start these videos. It said copyright disclaimer. It said copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for a purpose such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, scholarship, research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tip the balance in favor of fair use. So let me show this right quick. Get this out of the way. I might have a blind on the I might have turned the what's called. Let me see, can I get it back up here and show you? Show it right quick. That's right. Yeah, right, you do have a short time. See that right there? So we're gonna start with the first video. I hope I can get it to show up. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of blur. I'm gonna have to probably start bringing my umbrella out here. I might turn the camera around a little bit to get it where y'all can see it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's start this first one about this world most powerful reset, and then we're gonna get a precept on that. Salaki.
Trump just posted this on Truth Social.
Hope y'all can see
right now as we speak. JD Vance is on the ground in Islamabad for emergency talks, and Trump just told the New York Post that our warships are already loading up with the most advanced ammunition that we have. You don't load up ships if you think the talking is going to work. Iran is currently running a protection racket. They're demanding $1 security fee for every barrel that passes. That's $20 million a day. And they're demanding it in Bitcoin and stablecoins, specifically to bypass the sanctions on their central bank. They turned the world's oil supply into a crypto-funded ATM. When Trump says world's most powerful reset, he's talking about a hard reboot of the entire system. And the math is simple. It is cheaper to dismantle the military infrastructure than keep paying their toll. This won't be a 20-year war with boots on the ground. We're talking about a 72-hour window where their power grid, their internet, and their radar systems go offline. He means that they are not going to stay. They're going to turn their military into the 1970s museum piece so the oil can flow again. If the talk in Islamabad failed tonight, and they will, because the U.S. isn't going to authorize crypto payments to a sanctioned government, the reset button gets pushed, and there's a very high probability of a kinetic strike in the next 48 hours. So watch the news tomorrow morning. If there's no deal, the ships that are loading up right now are going to work.
So we seeing right there, we seeing right now that JD Vance, the vice president, he's already over there I think in Pakistan, but we know he over there trying to negotiate with Iran and see if they're gonna come to some type of deal, with this ceasefire, and try to meet some of Iran demand or whatever. But we already know that it's gonna go left. Let's get this here first. Let's go to Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. I think someone put it up on the comment board. We'll go there first, and then we're gonna get this other one out for Psalms chapter 64. You know what I'm saying? This new world order. That's exactly what they're getting ready to try to form. So we already knowing that this devil is getting ready to come with this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these things are what you call manufactured crisis. You know what I'm saying? They're already setting the stage for total control. So let's go here to Revelation chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Said, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knowing that he has but a short time. He said, so right now you already know that devil, when you go to the word devil, goes into diabolos, means someone that is a false accuser, or someone that is slanderous, or a deceiver, or a antichrist against the Lord's will. But we know that there are many antichrists. So we seeing right now that he's getting ready to come down with great wrath. We know that he's getting ready to come with this new biometric system, this beast system, you know what I'm saying, which in fact will be digital, programmable, also implantable. So we seeing right now that, you know, all these things that's happening around the world is leading straight to that, what, the RFD microchip, which in fact is the mark of the beast. That's what we constantly warn you about, left and right. Let's read this once again. It said, therefore rejoice ye heaven, it said, and ye that dwell in them. It's talking about Israel. It said, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. It's talking about the nations. And therefore the devil has come down to you having great wrath, Esau, Edom. It said, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. So he's seeing that his time is very short, seeing that these nations are constantly what? Allied against him, you know. So the world is turning against America and Israel. So he's seeing that his time is very short. And also we seeing what is shameful spirit is upon his glory. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing that right now. Let's get that right quick. Let's go there right quick. Then we're going to go to Psalm chapter 64. Salaki. See here, let's go here to Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2. Let's drop down to verse 16, I believe. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 16 said, thou art filled with shame for glory. Said, drink thou also. Said, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. Said, the cup of the Lord right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spirit shall be on thy glory. So right now we're seeing that the Lord is, you know, had lifted up his skirt. And also, you know, he had made Esau bare. You know, he cannot hide himself. So everybody knowing who is this man of perdition, this man of destruction. You know what I'm saying? Esau, Edom. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing right now that, you know, these things are getting ready to go down right before our eyes, man. You know, man, they're here. You know, that shameful spirit is constantly showing up. And also, the Lord is making his own tongue fall upon his own self. You know, so a lot of these insiders, you know what I'm saying, these whistleblowers are constantly telling exactly what's going on. Also, we know about these Epstein files. You know what I'm saying? You know, they trying to quieten them down, but we already know that they have a lot of things to do with that. And also, I think DJ Donald Trump's wife, Melania Trump, she was saying that she didn't have nothing to do with it. You know, so she trying to get herself out of it before it hit the fan. So let's read this once again in the NLT. He said, but soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. He said, come drink and be exposed. That's exactly what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And also he's getting ready to be disgraced. And also he's getting ready to be brought very low. The Lord is getting ready to cease the arrogancy of the proud. It says here, drink from the cup of the Lord's judgment, saying all your glory will be turned to shame. So that's exactly what's happening with the modern day so-called white man right there. He's turning, everything is turning into shame. We seeing right now that DJ Donald Trump said he was going to send Iran back into the Stone Ages. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, you know, he's going to kill over, I don't know how many millions of people, but it was going to be over, I guess, 10 million. I think it was a people that he said he was going to kill, but we already know that this man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You see, this man is something else. So let's go into this new world order. So that's exactly what they're trying to set up. The devil is trying to fill his belly, his enterprise. Let's go here to Psalm chapter 64. Yeah, blow the trumpet. There it go. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. Keep not silent. You know what I'm saying? I love that train right on schedule. It's coming. It comes just about right on time at this particular, you know, when I come out of here. See here. We'll start up at verse 2. Try to see, gotta let this train pass. Yeah, out here. And we got people, you know, right now, you know, in the park. You know what I'm saying? This big park that I teach in. People that, you know, stand around. You know, if I turn the camera around, you see a lot of people that stand around. They unfold, they watch, but they don't want to be on the camera. You know, some of them will come over and ask questions, some of them won't. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, you know, if you deny me before men, I deny you for my Father in heaven. So, you know, you can't be shamed. You You know what I'm saying? This is your heritage. You know, this is your culture. This is your way of life. You know what I'm saying? We out here risking our lives and freedom to bring out this truth. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, you got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Men of the Lord, the Lord, got us out here. You know what I'm saying? We're warning the people. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, keep not silent, warn them from me. We're not gonna hold back this sword. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring it out. You know what I'm saying? Even facing death or if we get put to death. It does not matter. We're gonna do the will of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. A lot of people are ashamed, a lot of people are afraid, but the men of the Lord, we are bold as lions. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, you know what I'm saying? You gonna know what a man of the Lord is. You wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here first. I try to let that train pass. Psalm chapter 64 and verse 2 says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. You know what I'm saying? Verse 3 says, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows. He said, even bitter words. He said, verse 4, they said that they shall that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So who is the perfect? You know, it's talking about starting with the elect of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's talking about us. You know, it's the Israelite. You know what I'm saying? So right now we know that the devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. Also, we knowing that he's plotting against the just with what? His military, with his technology. Verse 5, it said, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. It said, they commune and laying snares or traps privately. It said, they say, who shall see them? And out about the men of the Lord, also the Most High, and also Yahweh. So what is that evil matter? That evil matter is what? Is this new world order that they're setting up right before your eyes. He's coming with this hard reset, you know what I'm saying, very soon. You know what I'm saying, this digital society. You know, a lot of people are going to be enticed. A lot of people are going to be going to get consumed by this evil matter that is coming, which in fact is total control. Verse 6 says, they search out iniquity, they accomplish a diligent search. So both their inward thoughts is of every one of them, and the heart is deep. So one thing about it is exactly what they're doing. They done the minds are playing whereby they thinking that, hey, this is going to work. But guess what? It's not going to work. This man is, you know what I'm saying? He's very delusional. Also, we already knowing that, you know, he's getting ready to F around and find out very soon. Verse 7 it says, but the Most High shall shoot at them, said, with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. Verse 8 says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. So all that see them shall flee away. So that's exactly what's happening. This is going to line up perfectly with Job chapter 15. We'll get that in a minute. And it said, you know, it said, once again, it said, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. So that's exactly what's happening. So a lot of people are talking about whistleblower. You know what I'm saying? These people that, you know what I'm saying, feeling that DJ Donald Trump, that what he's doing is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even, what's his name? Alex, I can't think his name, but I got a little deal on him. He said he done turned against Trump now, but guess what? You all are Edomites. You all gonna have to suffer the same fate. You go into slavery for 1,000 years. After 1,000 years, you're going to be told eradicate. Lord, you know, it's every one of them. You know what I'm saying? Not just some of them, all of you, you're going to have to pay. We had to pay, you getting ready to pay. So let's read this once again. In the NLT, it said, their own tongues will ruin them. So, and all who see them will shake their heads in scorn. So that's exactly what these other nations, they're shaking their head at America right now. We seeing that our allies, you know, looking at us and say, this man is crazy, you know, especially NATO, you know what I'm saying, the EU, you know, they shall hate the horde. None of them don't want to have anything to do with them attacking Iran, you know what I'm saying. Also, DJ Donald Trump is saying that, you know what I'm saying, if they don't help them, they were going to depart from NATO. So that's Bible prophecy. But just like I said, once again here, it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. So all that see them shall flee away. So that's exactly what we're seeing right now, the end of this man's rulership. And also we're seeing at the end of an empire. We're seeing the end of America. July, I think, 4th, 250 years. So we're seeing that. So let's get another quick precept and then we can go back to the video. Let's go here to Job chapter 15. Let's get a little bit more on that, you know. You know, they constantly telling on themselves. The Lord making them turn on themselves also. the Lord is constantly what? Setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian, or the American against the Americans. You know, we seeing that left and right. And also the Lord has set the stage for what? Civil war. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see a great time of trouble like we've never seen before. Job chapter 15 and verse 5, it said, For thy mouth utter thy iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of crafty. You know what I'm saying? Crafty means that, you know, they being very clever, trying to be very deceptive, you know what I'm saying, with their lies and their deceit, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it's not going to work out. Verse 6 said, Thy own mouth condemn thee, saying, Not I, yea, said, Thy own lips testify against thee. So when this red devil said that he was going to go over there and put Iran back in the Stone Age, you know, it's going to turn against him, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, every hand of the wicked shall come upon this wicked devil. You know what I'm saying? So in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits to what? Levels of adversity. You know what I'm saying? This man ain't going to have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. So now let's go back to these videos. Let's go back and get this video. Here's another one I'll bring up about this lady. She's talking about an anthrop, you know, about this new digital system that they're putting into place. You know, and so they're telling them they want to take off the safeguards and they want to use, you know, this new AI system that they're putting into place that's going to be totally autonomous. So we're seeing that AI is slowly taking over all these jobs. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're going to come with this offset to offset everything with this basic income. So they already got a full plan into play to make you a biometrics digital slave, a digital biometric slave. That's what they're trying to do, to make you a walking device, the internet of bodies. A lot of people thinking that this is a game, but all the game's about to be over. So let's get this one right here.
Listen up. Trump summons bank leaders over a terrifying new threat to global financial system. The Trump administration has summoned America's most powerful bank chiefs to an urgent closed-door meeting over an AI model its makers warn could bring down a blue-chip company or breach national defense firewalls. The Treasury Secretary and Federal Reserve Chairman convened the session at Treasury headquarters in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday to address Mythos, a new model from AI giant Anthropic. And it just so happened Anthropic had announced Mythos the same day, revealing that the model surprised coders by hacking into the company's own networks during internal testing. The meeting was called at short notice for banks classified as systemically important, whose stability is considered vital to the global financial system. We know that Anthropic is separately locked in a legal battle with the Trump administration. And this comes after a federal appeals court this week rejected its bid to pause the Pentagon's designation of the company as a supply chain risk. The fallout stems from Anthropic's refusal to let the Pentagon strip safety limits from its models, particularly around the autonomous weapons and domestic surveillance part. And the AI giant released a chilling analysis of the Mythos this week as it admitted the new model could easily hack into hospitals, electric grids, power plants.
So we're going to stop it right there. So this right here is going into this new system that they're putting into place where it's going to be on a total surveillance, you know, what you call like, this is a part of this, if I'm not mistaken, I know Palantir is one part of it, and this is another part of it. You know, it's going into this new system, Big Brother's watching. That's all I'm going to be able to see on that. We don't want to get too much on that, but we're seeing right now that this devil is getting ready to use everything at his disposal. You know what I'm saying? So we're seeing right now that we're very close to this this reset, you know, and also the Lord is constantly, you know what I'm saying, is revealing this red devil, you know, for who he really is. And also, let's get to him about Alex Jones. You know, he said right now that he's done with, you know, with the fact, Alex Jones, I really don't watch, but you know, something he said in the spirit, you know, as we seeing right now, the Lord is constantly turning the Egyptian against the Egyptian. And also, we know that this nation is divided. Let's get this.
But at the end of the day, I just feel sorry for him and pray that God touch his heart and soul and free him.
We started back from the beginning.
Done. But at the end of the day, I just feel sorry for him and pray that God touch his heart and soul and free him from the demonic influences that he's under. I mean, it's just that simple. This is a nightmare. We know the Democrats, the left, are absolutely terrible, but when Trump's calling for wiping out whole civilizations and acting like a supervillain, I have to come out and say I don't support it. It's that simple. So again, Trump's own wife came out in an unannounced press conference today and said the Epstein crimes are real and that she wants the victims to be in front of Congress to cover up the end. That's the opposite of what Trump's saying. Looks to me like she's breaking with Trump because she knows the ship's sinking, has found out the truth. Elon left 8 months ago saying he's in the files, it's covered up. I never saw any evidence of it, but he's acting like he's guilty. We know he's protecting Howard Lutnick, who said he didn't know Epstein didn't go to the island, and he did. So all I can say is this is a terrible day, and it's a nightmare for America and the world, but I'm going to tell the truth, report on the facts, no matter what it is.
So we see it right now. The Lord is setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian. You know that this guy right here was a Trump supporter, and also, you know, to make America great again. So we seeing right now it's falling apart. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Brakatah to arrows of indignation. Subscribe to that brother page and get edified. He bring out those good clips for the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Constantly feeding the sheep each and every day. I stay on his channel because he be bringing out some good clips and the water for all those good short that you be bringing out through the spirit and power. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. So we see it right now that this red devil now, you know what I'm saying, he ain't got nowhere to run. You know what I'm saying? So let's go here to Job. We see it right now, the end of this man. You know what I'm saying? You know, ain't no one is afraid of this red devil anymore. We seeing that these nations, even Iran, you know, they're saying, you know, that, hey, you know, we're not afraid of you, this big bullet. You know what I'm saying? These nations are saying, what is that, Isaiah chapter 14, they have you become weak as weak. So we seeing right now we have a weak leader. Also, we seeing that America is slowly on the decline. You know what I'm saying? Also, this nation is very divided. You know what I'm saying? Also, we already know that we get ready to have a civil unrest like we have never seen before, a civil war. So let's go here to Job chapter. Let's go to Job chapter 20. I've been staying here pretty good. Let's go here to Job chapter 20. Because this is, you know, this man right here, he's witnessing the end of his rulership. It says here, it said that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Said verse 6 said, though his excellency mounts up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds. So verse 7 said yet he shall perish, said for forever, like his own dung. And said they which have seen him shall say, where is he? So we coming upon that time. This man gonna be just like he never was. You know what I'm saying? This man get ready to be in the next verse. Let's get the next verse. This is the point. It said he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, said he shall be chased away as a vision in the night. So this devil is getting ready to be chased out of the world. This man is getting ready to go into slavery. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Bible said. So we seeing right now the Lord is, we're in that transition of power. We seeing right now the Lord is putting down one and getting ready to set up another one, which in fact is the kingdom of heaven that dwells and right, which in fact is Yahweh Shah kingdom. But he's gonna share it with his brethren. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Joint heirs with Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. We're here. These things are at the door, man. These things, man. I'm telling you, man. We're here, man. See, okay, oh man, that's a powerful right there. Yeah, Jeremiah 50, yeah. But just like I say, man, let's read this once again. So this man is getting ready to be chased out of the world. Let's go here, Job chapter 20 and verse 8 say, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision in the night. Very soon, coming very soon. Let's drop down to verse 15. It says here, he said, he has swallowed down riches and shall vomit them up again. Said the Almighty Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai shall cast them out of his belly. So we already know that this red devil, all he did was what? Colonize, rob, steal, kill. You know what I'm saying? This man, all he did, you know, he was really was a harbinger of death. Everywhere he went, death followed him. You know what I'm saying? Destroyed all sorts of nations, destroyed the people, destroying the earth, and the Lord's getting ready to destroy him. So that's the point where we at. The Lord's getting ready to cut off a long disease, which in fact is sin, and also Esau, Edom. You know what I'm saying? The devil that the Bible speaks of, the wicked. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at right now. You know, let's drop down here to verse 22. It said, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So when you go into that word straits, it goes into what? Levels of adversity. You know what I'm saying? So he's finna run into a whole lot of trouble. So we seeing right now that these other nations, Iran, Russia, North Korea, you know, they're not backing down. They're constantly helping Iran under the table, you know, supplying them with intelligence and also supplying them with missiles. You know, so we seeing that this war is coming full circle. And also we know eventually that Russia is getting ready to go be a guard to these nations. So we know that that's coming very soon, just like America is a guard to what Israel. But hey, the least of the flock had drawn them out. So Israel and America is looking very weak right now. Very, very weak. The bad guy, the Lord's getting ready to burn that, getting ready to cleanse that land, Israel. But Israel will be rebuilt back up. Also, America is going to get hit with so many warheads. This place is going to be turned into a lake of fire, whether you believe it or not. You can laugh and do whatever you want to. If you love it here, you get ready to die here, because this place is going to be a lake of fire. You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting beamed up, you're getting burnt up. If you're not ready to rule, you're getting ready to die. It's plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? The men of the Lord, we're not out here to make friends. We're not out here to be your try to sugarcoat. You will give it to you straight. What the Bible said. You know what I'm saying? These are not our words. These are the words of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the one that sent us. Verse 23 said, when he is about to fill his belly, the Almighty shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You know what I'm saying? So right here, you know what I'm saying, it's talking about his belly. It's going into his agenda, his plan. You know what I'm saying? His purpose, what he's got, this new world order. You know what I'm saying? Total control. But guess what? It's not going to work out. The Lord is going to rain down that fury upon him, which in fact is these IBCL Milson, and also that lazy and chair fire for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 24 says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. We're talking about these IBCL Milson. Verse 25 said it is drawn from, it is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Said terrors upon him. So this is representing a IBCM missiles coming out of those silos, getting ready to, be launched to wherever part of the world they gonna hit, but they will not miss their mark. Verse 26, it said, all darkness shall be hid in his secret place. It said, a fire not blown shall consume him. So it shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. So that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Things is going left right now for him. It's going to be dark in his tabernacle. The ones that is left, we already know they're going to resort to these bunkers, these mountain retreat, these underwater retreat, also these what you call these space resorts that they have. But guess what? The Lord said, they shall build, but I will throw down. So the Lord's going to take this man totally out. You know what I'm saying? 1 hour, that judgment come. This is the point right here. Verse 27 said, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. So that's exactly what we're seeing. The Lord's revealing who this red devil is, who is the man of perdition, a man of destruction. You know what I'm saying? He's being revealed right now. And also, you know what I'm saying, the earth is rising up against this red devil. Don't no one want to have nothing to do with America. You know what I'm saying? The dollar is finished. America is finished. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's getting ready to destroy this place. One moment. Get a little tongue, get a little dry. Salakia had to get a little lubricant. So let's read this once again. It says here, verse 27, Job chapter 20 and verse 27 said, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. So that's exactly what we're seeing. We're witnessing the end of Esau, Edom. So also we're witnessing our salvation is very close at hand. So now let's go back to the video. It's something I want to show you about this, about these data centers. Let's go here. Why they put these data centers very close to heavily populated people of color. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this pretty much for years. So right here in Louisiana, it's a place called Council Alley. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's in right there around the Mississippi River, where they put all these different refineries. They call it Council Alley. A lot of people have diagnosed with cancer, and a lot of people have died from cancer. All up in there, but it's all in what you call these black communities. So they've been doing this for years, And also now we're seeing that they put these data centers, they put them up in so-called people color neighborhood. They're not putting them up in the so-called white man neighborhood. They put them up in black neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So whereby they already know that these things are very toxic, are very harmful. You know what I'm saying, for the environment. Also making the air very polluted. So let's get this one right here. That's what this devil got hell to pay. Let's go here right here. Let's get this one here. Let's get this one.
AI data centers are popping up pretty much everywhere. Most of the time, they're in poor minority communities.
AI, Elon Musk company, is operating 35 gas turbines in southwest Memphis, in the neighborhood where myself and my entire family lives. This is horrific news. They are increasing the amount of nitrogen dioxide, which causes smog and continues to harm people with asthma by potentially 30 to 60%.
So let's be clear. That is a gross structural racial injustice. That is crazy for that to happen. The companies building data centers are the richest companies in the world. There is no way it's fair for anyone's electricity prices to go up because they come into a neighborhood. If you look at the history of pollution and toxicity in California and the United States, there's gigantic structural racism. They have always put the dirtiest roads, the dirtiest plants, all of the dirtiest manufacturing and industrial places in low-income Black and brown communities. I remember going to Fresno 10 years ago. A poor part of Fresno, 2 miles away from a well-to-do part of Fresno, had a 22-year lower life expectancy. And that's why when I talk about climate or the environment, I have a very straightforward plan of how to solve it. There are only 4 rules, and one of the rules is everything has to include environmental justice at the get-go.
So you see right there how this devil has been rolling, you know what I'm saying? So when you go to Psalm chapter 83, it tell you, you know what I'm saying, who your enemy are. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this for years right here in Louisiana, up and down the Mississippi River. They have these, what you call these chemical plants. They have these, what you call these refineries. You know, the air is very polluted, all sorts of toxin. You know, people have all sorts of, the rate down here of cancer is off the chain. A lot of people has died from that. You know, so this man got hell to pay. You know what I'm saying? So they constantly putting these things right here in your community because this is a point where they call what they call a depopulation, but they were trying to exterminate the children of Israel. But guess what? The Lord, you know, they would not be able to perform the enterprise. So let's go with this one. Let's get this one here from let's go to Psalm chapter. We go back. I got one more video show similar to that those data centers, what they're putting there is going into that Starlink. So they putting this all into place to get ready for this new digital biometric system. You know what I'm saying? Whereby it will be digital programmable, also implantable. When you go to Revelation chapter 13, 16 through 18. So that's where we at right now. We are very close to these things. Let's go here. So we seeing right now they constantly been plotting against the just. Who is the just? Israel, starting with the elect. You know what I'm saying? And then we're here, man. Let's go here to Psalm chapter 37. Psalm chapter 37. And just one thing about it, man, these prophecies are popping. Man, they off the chains right now. These prophecies are popping loud and clear, man. Let's get here. Let's start here. Psalm chapter 37. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to start bringing my what's called out here. Make sure my phone ain't getting hot. It's still cool. You know what I'm saying? We almost about running out. But anyway, it says Psalm chapter 37 and verse 12 said, the wicked plot is against the just and gnash upon him with his teeth. So right here it's talking about, you know, that, you know, this technology that they're getting ready to bring into place. Also what? Their military. You see already they constantly been plotting way back then. Also they already had 4,000 data centers. Now they're building additional 3,000, but they're putting them in the same place in these so-called black communities, you know, neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, constantly, you know what I'm saying, causing people to have all sorts of health problems. This man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Let's read that once again. It says here, one moment, it says here, Psalm chapter 37 and verse 12 said, the wicked plot is against the just, which in fact is the Negroes, the Latinos, the Native Indians, and gnashes upon him with his teeth. And that about his teeth goes into his military. You know what I'm saying? His technology, his pseudoscience. You know what I'm saying? This AI, this beast system that they get ready to put into place. You know what I'm saying? That what MOTB. Verse 13 said, the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. So we know right now his day is coming very soon. You know, so he got bounds that he cannot pass. Verse 14 said, the wicked have drawn out sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be in upright conversation. And then who is that? You know, that is the poor and needy, and the one that with upright conversation is the elect, the true believers of Yahweh Ba'ashim Abishai. Verse 15 says, their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. So the Lord is getting ready to put a mucking race in their program. Their hands will not be able to perform their enterprise. You know, just like I said, they'll set it up, but the Lord is going to interrupt their plan. He's going to take this man out of the way. He's going to cast him down. Verse 16 say, a little that a righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. We'll stop it right there. But just like I said, you know, point was in 15. We're seeing right now that we are very close that this man is getting ready to implement this system. That's exactly what he get. You know, that when he came out with on 007, talking about the world most powerful reset. I got one about 007. We're going to get ready to show about this reset. But first, I'm going to get this last one about this data center first. About this is another one about this data center. To back up what I was saying about these data centers and what they is, they really bad news for us. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, the Lord is going to turn everything back around on their ass.
You ever notice they never build data centers where rich people live? And that should tell you everything that you need to know. Because if data centers were so amazing and quiet and safe for the environment, rich people would be fighting to get them in their neighborhoods. But they're not. Now, America already had about 4,000 data centers. And at the end of 2025, they were already either planning, in the process of constructing an additional 3,000 data centers. But funny how they're not popping up next to gated communities, golf courses, waterfront mansions. No, they show up near regular people. Because see, data centers bring noise. They use massive amounts of water. And they drive up electricity costs. And so while they're building all these data centers in your backyard, they're also replacing jobs with automation powered by those data centers. So the next time a local official comes to you talking about a data center, ask them one simple question. If it's so great, why aren't rich people volunteering for it to be next to them?
So you see, so we, so a lot of our people right now are seeing that this red devil, he getting exposed on every level, man. So we seeing right now, once again, down here in Louisiana, they have these chemical plants, these refineries up and down the Mississippi River, down here, you know, where we live at, you know, and we seeing a lot of people have all sorts of health problems. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, number one disease is cancer. You know what I'm saying? We already know where it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? This devil got hell to pay for. Let's go here to Psalm chapter 40. There's another one I'm gonna show you, but I'm gonna show you that in right when we get done. It's another one here. Let's go here to Psalms chapter 140. You know what I'm saying? We want the Lord to deliver us from this damn wicked devil. Let's go here what King David said. You know, let's see here, Psalm chapter 140. Let's see, so like here, 140. Yeah, I like 140. We'll start up at a verse. Man, we'll start up at verse 1. We might read the whole chapter. It got a lot of good meat in it. It says here, a prayer for protection against the wicked. You know what I'm saying? It's what King David prayed to the Lord for. So that's what we're asking the Lord to protect us. You know what I'm saying? Put that safe guard upon us. You know what I'm saying? And also sustain us in these times of trouble. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Where this man won't be able to touch us in that time of trouble. We already know that the Lord is going to camp his angels around us. And also we know that the archangel Michael is going to stand up for the children of Israel. So we don't have anything to worry about, but trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Let's start here. Psalm chapter 140 and verse 1, it said, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. Who is that? Esau, Edom. You know what I'm saying? We already know about his history. He has a very bloody history. You know what I'm saying? Since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. You know what I'm saying? What was done to us is getting ready to be done to them. You know what I'm saying? There's no new thing under the sun. You know, they're getting ready to pay. You know what I'm saying? In blood. Lord getting ready to get it up out of. You know what I'm saying? So they hadn't gotten away with a damn thing. Lord, deliver us from the evil and preserve us from that violent man. Verse 2 said, which imagine mischief in their heart or their mind continually, so are they gathered together for war. So exactly what this man is doing, because what he is the harbinger of death. Also, you know, he is his blessing is the sword. You know what I'm saying? So you already know when you go to Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4, you know that, you know, this man right here, he getting ready to bring forth war that like you had never seen before. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is using him, you know, but only for a short season. This man get ready to take him out. He is the sword of the Lord. So you want the Lord to get rid of this red devil. Verse 3 said, they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent adders, poisons under their lips, Salah. Verse 4 said, keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have proposed to overthrow my going. So we already know that's exactly what they're trying to do, overthrow. You know what I'm saying? Our going, but it's not going to work. The Lord is going to prevail against this red devil. Verse 5, it said, the proud have hid a snare or a trap for me. So, and cause they have spread, say, a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me. Salah. So we already know that these snares and these cores and these gins that they set for us, which in fact is what the New World Order, also that MOTB. But guess what? The Lord is going to disappoint his hands very soon. Verse 5 said, you know what I'm saying? We already know that he's very proud also. Verse 6 said, I said unto the Lord, thou art my power, to hear my voice, of my supplication, O Lord. So Lord, he's going to hear the cries of the elect, the one that's constantly magnifying his name, the one that know the name of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh. The Lord said he will remember us in times of trouble. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, he going to be right there with us, man. You know, when we go to Psalm chapter 91, verse 7, it said, O power, said the Lord, the strength of my salvation, thou hast covered my head, say, in the day of battle. So that's right. The Lord, he's going to cover the elect. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's what, hey, we don't have anything to worry about. We already seen these UFO sites all across the world. Also, these the eyes of the Lord is constantly watching over the elect. They are highly protected. We're gonna get a precept on that in a minute. It says here, it said, verse 8 said, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Said further not his wicked devices, or his plan, or his agenda. Said lest they exalt themselves, Salah. So, but one thing about it, you know what I'm saying, he's going to get so far, and Lord's going to cut his ass down. We cannot wait. Very soon, this man is getting ready to be a slave, coming very soon. You know what I'm saying? He getting ready to know his place very soon. Verse 9 said, as for the heads of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. That's exactly what the Lord is doing. The Lord is turning the tables. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we seeing right now that this man don't have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You know what I'm saying? We seeing right now that shameful spirit. And also we seeing that dreadful sound is in his ears. You know what I'm saying? We already know the Lord is doing a mighty work. So let's go here. There's something else I want to get. Let's go here to Isaiah. Let's go here to Isaiah chapter 47. You know, hey, because right now, this man right here, he's going to try everything, but it's almost over for him. It's almost over for this red devil. It says here, Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 10 said, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none sees me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, say, it has perverted thee. Thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Who is that? Esau Edom, but guess what? He's in for a rude awakening. The Lord is getting ready to cut this man down. They shall build, but I will throw down. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's getting ready to throw this man down. And you know what I'm saying? This man getting ready to be chased away like a vision in the night. Verse 11 said, therefore shall their evil come upon them. Thou shalt not know from whence it risen. Said, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. Said, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. So it's going to come unexpectedly. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? All hell is going to break loose. So right now we're seeing that they're in peace talks. They're in negotiation. But we already know when they say peace and safety, then total destruction will fall upon them. Let's get this one here. Verse 12, it says, stand now with thy enchantment. So with the multitude of thy sorcery. So wherein thou hast labored for thy youth. Say, if so be, thou shalt be able to profit. Say, if so be, thou mayest prevail. But they will not prevail. You know what I'm saying? We see it right now. You know, all this sorcery, all this witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? All this black magic, you know what I'm saying? From the left-hand side, these warlocks. None of these things are working out right now because you read upon this man's judgment. Let's read that once again. It says, stand now thou in thy enchantment, said with the multitude of thy sorcery, so wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. Say, if so be, thou shalt be able to profit, but you will not be able to profit. So if so be, thou mayest prevail, but they're not going to prevail. You know what I'm saying? None of this witchcraft and none of these sorcery, none of these, what you call these blood sacrifice, none of this bullshit is not going to work. We already know where all this wickedness, all this shit first came from these the wicked ass Canaanites. You know what I'm saying? We already know there's no new thing under the sun. We already know that Esau Edom is just adopting what these damn wicked Canaanites had. You know what I'm saying? Those wicked black Hamites. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Lord is constantly exposing this red devil on every level. So let's go here. See how we looking on time. Let's go to the comment board. You know what I'm saying? See, yeah, let's go to the comment board. We'll go to the comment board and stuff. We see it right now that, let's get one more. You know, I'm going to go here, then we're going to go to the comment board. So right now we seeing that J.D. Vance is over there trying to negotiate, but we already know Iran is saying, hey, they ain't giving a damn about what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? They get ready. They trying to run America ass out of the so-called Middle East, out of the Levant area. They're going to get run out, but another way. The Lord's going to put them to sleep. He's getting ready to put their ass to death. So that's what we're constantly seeing right now. The Lord is constantly moving the northern army far from their borders. So we're going to see some big things are getting ready to happen. Let's go here to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. We're going to go to the comment board. We're going to get out of here. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. It said, but of the times and season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, because we know perfectly well what time that we're living in the end time. Verse 2 said, for yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. So when a lot of people are not aware, when people are going on with their daily lives thinking that things are not going to happen, relaxing in their leaves, thinking that they're a good case, and these things are happening rapid right before your eyes, the Lord said, I will come like a thief in the night. You know what I'm saying? Pray, watch. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are not doing it right now. But when that time of trouble comes, they're gonna be a howling with a vexation of the spirit. Verse 3 said, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. You know, they keep talking about peace, peace, peace. But guess what's happening? Things are constantly escalating over there, constantly, picking up. You know what I'm saying? Because, there would be no peace. That's the title of the day less. Destruction coming, and there will be no peace. So that's exactly what's getting ready. We're upon that evil time. A time of trouble that we have never seen before. Jacob trouble. World War III. These things are right here. They're right at hand. You know what I'm saying? We're right there. You know what I'm saying? See the guy blowing them. They love to blow. You know what I'm saying? But that's on them. You don't want to inquire, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? We getting the job done. The men of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? We're standing on our watch. We're standing on fire for Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Let's read this in the NLT. It said, so when people are saying everything is peaceful and secure, then this disaster will fall on them as suddenly as a pregnant woman labor pains begins, and there will be no escape. So that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. So let's go to the comment board. After the comment board, we'll close out. Let's go here. I've been rambling long enough. Let's go to the comment board, see who we got on the comment board right quick. And we get up out of here, man. We seeing right now the Lord is doing a mighty work, man. Let's get to this comment board if I can get it pull up. This tablet hold up on me. Let's go ahead to this comment board right quick. Let's go here, see what we got here. And once again, you know what I'm saying, for water for everyone for joining me on this live. See what we have here. Shalom to warriors for Yahushua 144. Shalom to you, brother. Brakathah. See here, see who we got here. Zechariah Yahawda 144. Shalom to you. Shalom to you. Oh, Brakathah to you also. See what we got here. Got here by the brother warriors for Yahushua 144. He got Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. We read it, but we'll read it again. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knowing that he has a short time. So we seeing right now we're in that short season. We're in a time where this devil is getting ready to resort to that sword because what? His back is up against the wall, and also we seeing that the earth is rising up against him, and also the Lord is showing all his iniquity. So he's exposing Esau for who he really is, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So he's getting ready to come down with that great wrath with this NWO, but guess what? His hand will not be able to perform his enterprise. See here, Zechariah, Yahweh 144, got Habakkuk 2:15, said, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness. You know, who is that? Esau Edom. It's this red devil. You know what I'm saying? This man is very wicked. See here, arrows of indignation. You know, Yahweh Barashim Abishai Brakatha, he got here, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 23 said, how is the hammer of the whole earth out asunder and broken? So how is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? That's exactly right. The hammer of the whole earth is America. You know what I'm saying? They have what you call these military bases all across the world. They the only nation that have these bases in everybody else's country. You know what I'm saying? Setting up their military, also draining them of their resources, also setting up their puppet government. You know what I'm saying? Everyone had drunk of the wine of this whore. They have lived deliciously off the wines and the delicacy of the whore. These philosophy, their policy, also what's called democracy. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's no new thing under the sun. You know, the modern day favoring and patrician. You know what I'm saying? The Democrat and the Republican. You know what I'm saying? We seeing right now, it's at play right now. It's almost a thing of the past. Saying, brother, arrows of indignation. It says here, Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee. Said, thou said also taken, O Babylon, thou was not aware, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. That's exactly right. You know what I'm saying? He has striven against the Lord, so the Lord's getting ready to repay him. Verse 25 said, the Lord has opened the armory and has brought forth the weapon of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts, say in the land of the Chaldeans. And the land of the Chaldeans is America, Babylon the Great. We seeing right now, these things are fast approaching, man. All right, shalom to you, brother, also. Shalom to Demily Little. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. But just like I say, man, we're here, man. These things are at the door. We seeing that Bible prophecy are speaking loud and clear. And also we knowing about these Lego video. I got one to show that about New Babylon. We already knowing that these heathens, they know who we was. When you go to Psalm chapter 83, I'm gonna show that and we're gonna close out. You know what I'm saying? But about New Babylon, they also showing a black guy with a crown on his head. They already know that we are the kings. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord said, ye are gods. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they know. You know what I'm saying? They already know what time it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I like to say shalom for everyone for joining me on the Cometh board, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we almost out of this damn nightmare, man. We almost out of here. Our salvation is at the door. So we're gonna get this last little video about this Lego video. You know what I'm saying? They be hitting pretty hard, you know. I'm gonna get it and line it up. We're gonna show that, then we're gonna get out of here, man. And just like I say, man, these people know exactly who we are, you know. And some of them is saying that, you know, that, hey, well, no, man, I'm hoping that I seen on, I don't know who Cometh board was on. The guy was saying that he hoped that and prayed that, you know, that he get treated fairly when he get in the kingdom. You know, he's an Edomite. He know how he had done us. But guess what was done to us, get ready to be done to you red devils. And then you didn't show no mercy. No mercy shall be shown to your red ass. Let's get this one right quick by this young lady here. Let's see here. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to get that off there right quick. Let me show them right here, this Lego video. Then we're going to get out of here. Let's get them here. They know who we are.
It's funny, though, because when I had did some research, I have found that Iran discriminates against people of color, black people, just like the United States do. But I don't know. I don't know how
valid that information is from other stuff that I've been seeing. The Iranians had made a Lego video, in the video showing basically the world what black people, where they really came from, and how valuable these people really are. You gotta watch this video.
They said history started on a boat.
So it's one.
That ain't gonna but the land remembers before the lie. Yeah, I was born in New Babylon. Hey, hey, concrete ground, but the roots stay strong. Drums in the dirt, hear the old gods humming on. I was born in New Babylon. Yeah, I was born in New Babylon. Hey, hey. Flags wave high, but the ground tell truth. Blood in the soil, gold in the youth. They sold us the dream, never showed the proof. I was born in New Babylon. Born where the rivers bend like hieroglyphs. Mississippi mounds, astronomers and ships aligned with the stars. Equinox map long before Wall Street drew lines on maps. Olmec heads with the Nubian face. Basalt kings carved time and place. They say mystery, I say erase. Black Earth story. Cycles collapsed, then the world reborn blaze. Mayan zero, yeah. Math to advance while reinvented Europe's to feed the ocean's glance. They call it myth when it don't fit charts. But myth just means stolen parts. I walk on land with a memory heart. Every step beat like a drum in the dark. They taught me pilgrims, muskets, and prayer. Never taught who was already there. Never taught copper people mind by hand. Thousands of years deep in this land. I was born in New Babylon, yeah. I was born in New Babylon, yeah, yeah. Empire talk, but the past stay long. Temples and Grand Canyons, hear the hope of souls on trumpet. I was born in New Babylon, yeah, yeah. I was born in New Babylon. New name, same old throne, same old change. Just polished harness to appear chrome. They remix truth, call it unknown. Born in New Babylon, yeah. I was born in New Babylon. Grand Canyon walls got temple scars.
I'm gonna tell you what's.
So we're gonna stop it right there. She keep that's enough of that, but I wanted you to see a little of that video and let you know that they know exactly who you are. You know what I'm saying? And also they know who are those raw vehicles, the UFO. They know exactly who's riding around in them. So we get one more, we'll close out right here. So we already know that it ain't gonna be no peace. Let's get this last one. Let's go to Micah chapter 4 and verse 10. New Babylon, you know what I'm saying? Which in fact, we're in the land of our captivity. You know what I'm saying? The Lord already said in Baruch chapter 2, I think around verse 30, he said that, we shall remember ourselves in the land of our captivity. So we get that. We'll close out with that one. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here to Baruch chapter 2. One moment. Oh, this is in the blue letter. The blue letter don't have the Apocrypha. I know. I said, man, where is the Apocrypha at? Let's go here to Baruch chapter 2. We'll close out in we'll start at verse 30. It says here, verse 30 said, For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. That's exactly what's happening right now. We remember ourselves. We know who our true power is. We know what time that we're living in. And also we know who our enemy is. You know what I'm saying? We know that we're here now. You know what I'm saying? Verse 31 said, and shall know them, and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. Verse 32, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 33, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the ways of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. Verse 34, it said, and I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Verse 35 said, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people Israel out of the land that I have given them. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So, and we're coming upon that. The Lord is going to restore us. You know what I'm saying? Where they say we're not the people, there they will say that we are the sons of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahshua Rala, Prince of the Power, he Prince Power. You know, they get ready to find out who we really are. A lot of them already know, and it's like a rude awakening right now. We're seeing right now that Bible prophets are speaking loud and clear. We're seeing that it's not going to be any peace. We know that all hell is going to break loose. We know we read upon the implementation of the RFD microchip, which in fact in the market to be. Jacob's trouble has begun. World War III has begun. And also we know that we're coming upon a time of trouble that we have never seen before. You know, keep pushing, keep believing. We almost at the finish line. And so I'm going to face the east. I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashir, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashir, Rikak Kwadash. And double honors to those great millstones while lunch is true. And also to the Ophilat that scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom, keep pushing, keep believing. We're almost to the finish line. And stay on fire for Yahweh, Ba'ashir, Yahweh Shai. Shalom, shalom.